I need a plane, and I gotta write a message up in the sky that says, Kaneki, get your ass back at 24 Ward! You know what I miss? The peaceful days, where everyone can goof around and some solitude for anyone. Those days seems to be long gone now. It's because of the track record of Ishida's writing. It really aches me to think that someone will die, and despite me keep saying, oh, don't worry, no one will, I get mocked at. The streak of massacre continues on with new questions, new anticipations, and sadly, new deaths. There is a couple of interesting notes that may have answered the question but spark a new one, and others that left me feeling lost and frozen. The question of who did Toka visit at the hospital is finally answered. Yet it's done in a cruel irony. It's a crazy long-term plan that Ishida has Toka to visit Shinohara and leave a flower. I believe she visited him because he's one of the remaining respectful investigators that she can recall, let alone that he visited Aoteku and was friendly to everyone. It's also a subtle and symbolic way to say that she has forgiven him for his action against her father. I don't recall if she knows that he was among them or even addressing on why she visited him, but the sincerity here is profound. What makes it cruel is the fact Suzuya is fighting against her, the one who left a flower for his beloved mentor, a father figure. This is like the old days of Tokyo Ghoul, where two people have something that could have avoided this atrocity, but they may never know if one is dead. The series is known to have two sides that aren't entirely evil, but partially misguided or misled. When it all comes down to it, it's to fight to survive. The flowers surrounding Suzuya is an eerie metaphor, a resemblance to what Arima felt in part 1. I admit, I got frustrated with Ishida because we have this 6-hour gap plot device, meaning anything can occur, such as Kaneki goes back and saves the day, or Hide does. Instead, it was used for Furuta to reach to the location of E14 and assemble Suzuya and his squad to terminate everyone. Out of all choices, why him? On top of that, he's as fresh as anyone can be. Why is he so clean? One said that Furuta back at the headquarters wasn't him at all. It was Uta disguising as him. That is possible, but I think it was him and repaired himself fast as shit. The point is, no one in CCG would know what just happened, so everything goes all accordingly. Another interesting note is that Suzuya and his squad is now called Zero Squad, as if he wasn't parallel enough with Arima. In fact, that is the agenda behind him. He already gained the reputation and title of Zero Squad as the second generation. He is growing popular and he has more loyal soldier on his side. It's sad though, because I could imagine this isn't how he would imagine going. Certainly not what anyone would envision. The last interesting piece is the quick mention of Dragon by Furuta. This left on a vague note that makes me wonder a lot, because it ends before it got to finish the sentence. What was the Furuta going to say? Is Suzuya Dragon? Well, if not, is Dragon arriving there? Is he already there? Is Dragon going to clean up after it is all done? I know I'm asking a lot of questions from this chapter, but the amount of fear is off the chart. I already don't like the look of it. There is this conflicting feeling of a reader moment with Kaneki, and I can understand both sides of the argument. This is what I like to think as the mind of a reader that knows the scenes versus the mind of a reader that knows with one that sees. While I do lean more towards the latter, I did have the former feeling, probably because of how invested I am with this series. I like the fact Kaneki realizes that something feels off, or rather easy. He lists notes that give him the gut feeling that something is not right. Usually I would see that character to decide to go back and we could all be cheery, like yes, finally we're saved. He decides to stay on the mission. It is challenging for those who read this and not be frustrated, but you have to know the context. Kaneki did know that he has a feeling that something is up, but the problem is that he has no idea that CCG knows the hideout, whether it's from clowns or Hajime. Their starvation is what makes it much dire, and they have gone long enough to turn back now. We know what's happening, but we can't go there and tell them that. Whatever they know, Simple as that. Am I mad? Oh hell yeah I am. But I can't fault him there. It just sucks. The saddest and most suspenseful part of the chapter is no doubt Naki. I still remember how his character was odd to me, crying and practically a baby in a man's body. It was pretty enjoyable to watch him develop or grow up like a normal human nature. It's amusing to see how much he has come this far for his family and others. He even begins to smarten up a lot thanks to Tsukuyama. If this ending is what we all think it is, then this is downright tragic. So many bodies, so many chaos, and Naki has to hold the line and try to kill as many as he can. It became overwhelming for him and his brothers. This is serve as his last stand. The monologue makes the scene much sadder because he felt that his time is up and yet doesn't fear for it. It's as if he has always been waiting for that time. But he had fun with his life. He has many friends and people he worked with that he has a lot of story to tell to his big brother Yamui. He has some crazy thoughts, but matured enough to know his life wasn't meaningless. The ending pages are saddening and leaves you wondering if he has faded away. If he dies, this is perfect way to go out. If he doesn't, then it's fine. But who will save him? He is going out there with a dying fighting spirit. So anyone who would like to help him right now, this will be the best time. It's a very sincere development of his character and possibly ends here. I hope not, but I wouldn't be upset if it was. You did good, Naki. You did good. The presentation is really well done, especially towards the brutal scene at the end. Suzuya and his squad standing on the surface with flowers is a shivering metaphor that I still hope he could change side any millisecond now. I may be overthinking, but there's a tarot card 0 on Kaneki's eye. It means fool. Douche! The scene with 24 Ward is depressing to look at. So many bodies and not one notice goes to Kaneki. The devastation is going to be hard to watch. The action scene is like watching the last stand of the movie ending, where anyone can die at any minute. It's frightening and heartbreaking to read. The chapter has begun the earth-shattering moment of the arc, let alone the series. It's great to answer the old question, but it's hard to think over the new ones. Naki and his last stand are touching and elegant as it can be for his character. Suzuya has the next move, and it can be the defining moment of his entire life. Kill or betray. Make the right move. I'm giving this chapter a 9. I don't know what's going to happen with Suzuya. That damn poem is really bothering me a lot. He could throw a curveball, and it could happen anytime. We only have 3 chapters left in the volume, so I'm only hoping there's a great plot twist that would just say, oh, false alarm. But we don't know. The next chapter focus, according to the preview, is going to be based on him. It's going to be based on his squad. We're probably going to see solely focus on Suzuya and Toka. Maybe. Or we're going to still see the aftermath with Naki. Hopefully he doesn't die here, but if he does, well, at least it's a good way to the end. What are your thoughts on this chapter? What do you think Suzuya will do next? Do you think he will betray Furuta? Because this is the only way that could salvage Toka's life. Only way to stop this whole mayhem that completely slaughtering the entire 24 War. And the fact that Kaneki doesn't know yet, it only makes it much worse. Here's hoping everything goes differently. And that will do it for the review. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you like this and want more of this, subscribe to my channel and my world will be yours to stay. Until next time, take care.